Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Bhaja Govindam, we are seeing. I have just mentioned last class the four disciples. Difficult to remember them, but we know one is Padmapada, who just came by one call of Shankaracharya, and lotus were blossomed for him to carry it. Hasta Malakya, he was very skillful in whatever things he did. Totakacharya, he was blessed. Suddenly, one day he could start speaking eloquently, and he wrote Totaka Ashtakam. Sureshwaracharya, also called Mandana Mishra, whose wife actually participated to save her husband. Finally, they both were defeated, and then he became the disciple of Shankaracharya. Just a moment. Yeah. Before going to the Bhaja Govindam as self, I just wanted to let you know that our significance of rivers, we all know. But there is one important part, that wherever the river takes a turn or a bend, you see there will be one temple, or it will be a place of devotion. Srirangapatnam, Sri Channapatnai, Sri Rangam, all this Varanasi, everywhere the river is taking a turn. Now, what is the significance? Anyone knows? You can share. The significance is the river represents as our life. The water which is hustling and bustling flows through the river represents our karmas, prarabdha, sanchita, and agami karmas. And it is always flowing towards one direction. The direction where it takes a turn, with the help of the help of rocks, or the help of the space, geography. But in our real life, it takes a right turn when a guru enters your life. So that's why such places are so sacred, and they make temples, and there is a Shakti in that place. As Guru gives you energy, power, same. So this turn of a river, which was going from maybe east to west, suddenly it generally takes a U-turn almost, and again it takes a path. This turn is represented as our understanding given by Guru, that I am not this anatma. I am not this material and my body which is interacting, but I am the Atma. But still, it has to flow, because finally it has to merge with the ocean. Similarly, even today's class, or the classes which will come, and we will understand this Bhagavad Gita's real meaning. What is the real meaning? To know yourself, higher self. The Atma within you is none other than the Paramatma which is there. Even if you understand that, you won't be different. Pandurang will be Pandurang, Sachin will be Sachin. This body will have all the vyadis, the problems, or the good pleasure, everything will be there. But we don't stop flowing. We go after that. What changes is your way of behavior, your way of understanding, your way of treating others with you. The way is that you start loving more, you start caring more, you start respecting more, and you start giving more. Just as a river, it doesn't ask anything. Anyone can come and take water as much as possible. Even it dries up, people will take sand out of it. You are seeing it. And it always gives. It never gets angry or hatred, nothing. Same way, even after understanding, we will travel as this river, and we will finally, what will happen to us? We will merge with the ocean. So this point where the river takes a turn, so let us have these classes as our point where it took a turn. 6th February was the date when we started the class. 4 months now. Probably we have taken the right turn. We are now in the right path, but nothing will change. Our samsara will be there. We will enjoy and go with the samsara. With that, we will come to the 2 verses today. I forgot to give you the Tamil one, because I thought Madam will join. Madam has joined. Rama Madam. Okay. Agre vahina prastha banuhu ratro chubuka samarpit januhu kartala bhikshasat tarutala vasaha tadapina munchata ashaha pashaha. Basically, it is mentioning about the sannyasis. Again, this is not written by Adi Shankaracharya, his disciples. So they are writing that those people who have fire in front of them and sunlight to warm up them, because sannyasi doesn't have anything else than a simple cloth. So to keep them warm, they have fire in front of them, prushte behind bahanu, sun. Ratro chubaka samarpita janu. Janu means knees. So they keep their head in between the knees and chubaka. They hold it and take warmth, because they don't have even place to sleep. So this is the sannyasi's life. Kartala bhikshasa tarutala vasaha. And he lives with the arms, with that one hand, there is one stick, where little bit something, one pouch will be there. That's what he lives with. Tadapina munchatyasha pashaha. Even after all this, a sannyasi can be entangled in desires. Artha and kama. Even after all this, he might be entangled in the desires. So what about people like us who have all the comforts? 24/7, we have AC, fridge, TV, washing machine, every comforts. Imagine if sannyasis also can't, after so much of tyaga, they are attached and they have some kind of desires. Beware, as a normal grahastha, we might get so much into desires. This is what the meaning is. Can you read, Arundhati?
Body is strong at the back. At night, he dwells under a tree with his face huddled between the knees to keep out of the cold. In his hand, he holds the beggar's arm, and yet he does not let go of the noose of attachment to desire and passion.
Got it? So, the ascetic, a person who has given up samsara, that person who goes through so much of trouble and goes into samsara, out of samsara, sannyasi. They are just giving the way sannyasi is. It is a stanza by Sukhbuddha. He is a sannyasi. So he's telling his experience. Even after so much renunciation, he still has that noose which is tied to him of attachment and desires. Attachment and desires we saw: kama, krodha, kama, moha, shoka. So this is what samsara. So he's giving still after this, he might have samsara. So now what we have to take from it, we are not ascetic. We have enough luxury, we have comfort our hands, and we have definitely an samsara. So we have to be much more aware than ascetic if you want to go in the spiritual path. Okay, I'm clear. Madam, you have got the Tamil, can just chant for us. 17th. Okay, again about same. Can you read Divya?
Where the Ganga river meets the ocean, Ganga Sagara. Undertake vows and give away in charity. However, without true knowledge, jnana, one will not achieve liberation of mukti even in 100 lifetimes, according to all schools of thought.
Is it self-explanation? But just want to tell, you might, just like a river, until unless it realizes it is meant to give things, that turn in life has to happen. That turn means the understanding of this all what Upanishad is saying. Or you go to Kashi, you go to Kailas, but still you have your mind completely attached in desire, samsara, and you don't understand the meaning of freedom, real freedom. Then this is what will happen. One may travel to so many pilgrimages, he does everything, and he goes to Ganga Sagar and meets and touches, takes the holy water. but nothing has understood. He is still a samsari. He is not a sannyasi. He is not a mukti, not a mukta. Simple. See, these are all hard-hitting verses. Adi Shankara started telling Moodaha, fool. So this verses, why we want is because other ways of teaching is very soft. They are soft way of teaching. This is hard way. You are a fool if you don't understand this. A teacher generally doesn't say like that. But here Adi Shankaracharya tells to the Pandit, you are a fool if you are reading at 80 years, the most difficult grammar to be learned at 80 years. And now if you don't turn yourself to the higher self or in the Sharan of God, then you will not achieve, you will come back to life. Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam. Have you got it? We'll go to the... Okay. We are in Sankhya Yoga and there will be a test today, a simple test. And we have done Adhyatmic angle, that is philosophical angle, Sankhya. It will be very easy test. I will show the slide. One of you explain it. Picture will be there and you explain it. Anyone? So this is our collective understanding. See, if I go on speaking, I become better. If all of us explain with equal way of understanding, we all become better. I want all of us to go into the moksha bus this janma. Anyone there for next janma again? Hands up. Anyone wants to come back to this earth or even Swargaloka? See, madam is telling no. So then we have to explain it. We'll start with sir, we'll start with you. What is this picture for you? What does it mean in your way?
Ocean is atma. The tides from the ocean. It touches and goes. It vanishes and comes and goes back is another.
Anatma. Okay. So if you see in the perspective of tide, that it is a bigger tide, smaller tide, whatever, huge, immense. But if you see, and there is an ocean in the way of tides. But if you see the perspective of water, there is neither ocean, neither tides. So perspective of Paramatma, everything is Atma, but only named as Jivatmas. So here, Bhishma, Drona, they are Jivatmas. The Jiva, if you take out the body, what is remains is Atma. Same way, if the tides are taken out, ocean remains. Ocean taken out, water remains. So finally, Jivatma and Paramatma are one. Thank you, sir. Who wants? You can tell the next. Forget the meaning that Enam Sarvam Idam Tatam. What do you mean by these words? Yes.
ஸோ அப்போ ஒரு பானை எடுத்துட்டோம்னா அந்த பானை தான் நம்மளோட ஜீவாத்மா, பட் அதுக்குள்ள இருக்கிற ஸ்பேஸ் வந்துட்டு ஆத்மா. பானை என்னதான் பானை வந்து அழகா இருந்தாலும் அது ஜீவாத்மா, அது உடஞ்சாலும் அந்த ஜீவாத்மா போனாலும் அந்த ஸ்பேஸ் ரிமைன் த சேம். அந்த ஸ்பேஸ்ன்றது தான் ஆத்மா. அது எப்பயுமே அது இம்மோர்டல். அது வந்து வெளியவும் இருக்கும். அது வந்து அதுக்கு எந்த
இட்டர்னல்.
ஆத்மா
சர்வகதா. You see, there is small hint also. Atma Nityaha. Atma Sarvagata. Here, madam, you can try this. Answer is also given. Just try.
It's like a part of Atma. Even it breaks, it remains the same.
Yes.
So, Atma Satyam.
Satyam, yeah. The only truth remains. See, we say, no, the truth reveals. So, what was hidden? There was no hidden. Only that space was enclosed through a pot. We all are that spaces with a body enclosing the space. Once our body is taken away, just like the pot is broken, it becomes one. So truth is revealed. And the truth is nothing other than Atma. Good to go. Divya.
Atma is like the projector screen. And our lives as anatmas are the movie played on the screen. So whatever we do or whatever happens to us, it's only in the movie.
Yes.
It doesn't affect the screen which is there always.
Fantastic. Very nice. Akarta abhokta. So the more credit you take in your life, the chances of getting discredit also with you. So remember this, if you don't take credit, or you take the credit, but as if you're not touching it, just comes and goes to your gurus, or to your parents, or to your elders. You accept it from someone, because now just bluntly telling, no, I don't agree to it, it looks bad. So you say, yes, I am good. But it goes to your guru. Through guru, it will go to their guru. So if I accept, my guru will be benefited. The blessings goes to his guru. And so it finally goes to Shankara, God. Now, one of the Abhijit, you are there? Sonali, Abhijit. Can you hear? So
Yes.
yeah. Sonali, Abhijit is there with you?
Is there?
Then let him explain this. Sir.
Proclaim that I am not the body.
Loudly, loudly.
Proclaim that I am not the body, atma, but I am not the body, anatma, but atma.
Yeah, but explain it. This is a test for all of us. How do you explain with that example of iceberg? Try, Abhijit.
Okay.
No marks here.
Mhm. What ice is made up of water only,
Yes,
and two icebergs are also made of the same water. So it
correct.
correlates to atma and atma in two parts.
Correct. Good. So the explanation would be, see, we all are separated from the main ice and become small icebergs. And if you see icebergs, huge ego, up on the surface will be looking small, but below will be huge. So that hugeness is your ego, which what happens after some time? Just melts away. So let us be staying like iceberg, but understand finally you have to melt away. Only when you melt away, you become one with the ocean. So this is what the test was, and all of us are past 100% and 100%. So please back yourselves. Okay, now coming to the one, we can Shubha read, please.
Property of the body. It enlivens the body and makes it sentient. It's independent and doesn't get affected due to the experiences of the body. It continues to exist even after the body dies.
Excellent, no? One example, now we are understanding these 4 lines. This is our Maha Mantras in English, because this is converted from one of the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, some lines, and made in English by Swamiji. But keep on remembering this. For example, there is a bulb, there is electricity, there is a switch. When the bulb is there, the electricity is there, right? When the bulb is not there, electricity is still there, but it is not seen. But it can be experienced. How? Just touch it. Correct? It depends upon you? No. The grid is there. From there, it is always passing. Before you, it was there. After you, also it will be there. Same example, if you take a bigger example, sun. Sun was there from eternity. It will be there, and it will be there even in the pralaya. You are just come incidentally in one place. You are seen because of the sunlight. You all know, if sun is not there in some part of the world, 6 months, such a difficult life for them. Tundra region or Antarctica, life is so harsh. Vitamin D is not there. So it provides it gives you sentiency. But you don't give anything to it back. You have to take. And if your ego is very hard, then you have to break it, make it so polished. Sunlight should just pass through you. So this is the meaning of Atma. Okay, any questions here? Atma, what is Atma? It is a part product. Is it part product? No. It is independent. Do you give sentiency to the Atma? Just because inside Atma you have kept. Are you the manager of Atma? No, it is independent. Before you, Atma was there. Yes. After you, Atma will be there. Yes. And yeah, and it is just the experience of the body. Atma is the experiencer. Okay. Understand, I think if you understand one line at a time, slowly with examples, we will reach there. Malika madam had nicely explained this verse. Vasamsi jirnani yata vyaya. Means, as worn out clothes are changed by a human being, just that way, Atma also changes the body. One more explanation. Whom should I say? You can tell the explanation how this Atma Anatma. Try.
Like how we store the information in the cloud.
Yes, yes, yes. 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 Here we can tell SIM card. SIM card is Atma. The body is mobile body. Device can fail. New device can come. We just change the device, but SIM card remains the same. The Papa, Punya, Karma, Phala, everything is in the cloud. It will, the email, Gmail, everything will download and you start the life again. Right? Today's verse starts with Natarajan. Wait a minute. Sagarajan. Sorry. This is a mistake by my Anatma.
Sorry, obvious. Mistake.
Okay. I think madam is not there. Madam, you can read. You can just chant for us. Yes. 23rd, madam. 23rd.
Tanti sastrani
Nainam chindanti shastrani. Nainam dahati pavakaha. Nachainam kledaya tapo. Nashoshayati marutaha. Yes.
Harivu. So in this verse, I am explaining about Atma versus body.
Loudly.
Atma versus body. Weapons do not cut this. Fire does not burn this. Water does not wet this. Air also does not dry this. Because Atma is eternal. So the only the four elements that affect the body but not the Atma is Prithvi Bhumi, the earth. The four element, first element is Prithvi Bhumi, the earth. Weapons like swords, knife, etc. It comes from the earth only. So the earth, these things can cut the body and kill the body, but Atma doesn't affect by this. Apa, Jalam, the water. Water can drown the body to death, but that water cannot affect the Atma. Pavaka means fire. The fire can burn the body to death, but that fire cannot touch the Atma. Marutaha, the air can dry the body to death, like dehydration and the wind, like that. But Maruta is they're not going to affect the Atma. So these four elements can affect the body because the body is a element. Body is a Jivatma, but the Atma cannot be affected by anything. So it is eternal. So this is the verse of 2.23.
Good. What about the fifth element? Space.
Akasa. Space. It's
Yeah. So see, this is an example. So again, all examples when we are giving for Atma is limited. So here the space cannot be taken because how can you, maybe I can just tell my way, if you go without oxygen to the space, then space also can kill a human body. But because it is limited, to tell to a person anything about Atma with examples is very limited. So they have told the four, Bhumi, Apaha, Pavakaha and Marutaha. This will affect the body but not the Atma. Basically, it is saying that now after 25th verse, everything about Atma will be over, then the benefits of the understanding. Mrs. Aruna is not there today. Can you chant for us, man? Achedyo ayamaddatyoyam atreyo ashaisho chevacha
Tanur.
Nitya Sarvagatasthanu Achaloyam Sanatana. So this Atma cannot be cut. Again, it is just a reinforcement. Cannot be cut, nor burnt, cannot be wetted, and cannot be dried. Again, the four elements. This is eternal, all pervading, changeless, immovable, and unborn. So this we have seen through the last. This was I think, the penultimate verse about the Adhyatmic way of teaching. So eternal, all pervading. Remember the space. Immovable and unborn. Again, space. So Atma, eternal, Nitya, not affected by the Mahabhutas, the four Mahabhutas. Whereas Anatma, the body mind complex, is always affected, even in the sleep. So Atma is indestructible, Anatma is destructible. And there the time principle is explained. When we are talking about destruction, the time principle is explained. When you talk about eternity, space principle is explained. Just when you want to tell examples and you want to explain about Atma in details. Now all pervading is again Sarvagataha. This is now space principle, where everywhere it is available. If you say, where is God? Where it is not. That should be the answer. Next time anyone says you, where is God? Small kid can ask, Amma, where is God? You should say, God is everywhere. Where it is not. Whereas Anatma, the body-mind complex, is limited and has to move on within a space. So Atma is motionless, but just for our body-mind to move, the Atma takes one body. Okay, the experiences which the body gets doesn't get affected to the Atma. It is only limited to your Anatma, the body and mind. Whatever you are doing in the daytime, just the example of the movie and screen. Space principle is explained through this. So these two things, eternal and undestructible. Coming to the term Sanatanaha, you can see this verse. There was a mention of Sanatanaha here. Yeah, last. Sanatanaha. Just wanted to explain a bit. That means ever fresh. Never stale. It will be ever fresh. Hinduism is also called Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana here means changeless truths of creation, which when the day creation was happened, it is changeless. Whatever principles that by Om Tat Sat, this creation happened, even today it is same. And Dharma is changeless values which was given to us by our rishis or someone of life. So Sanatana Dharma, we belong to this and we should be proud about this. Because if you, this is to be controversial, this is nothing to do with Swamiji, but another dharmas you take or whatever, they will proclaim only one God. And the end will be either you go to heaven or hell. And Swamiji lovingly says, all Swamiji will go to the permanent hell because they are teaching other than their God. Because if you see another religion, they say only one God. If you don't follow my God, means this God, you are not going to go to heaven. You're going to go to hell. So there is an end for it. After that, they don't know what happens. But our Dharma says nothing like this. You are the God. And the creation is within you. You are the creator too. So how does a mother who creates the child through her, how does she behave till the end? She always loves. So if you are the creator of this universe, then you will always love. You will be full of love and you will interact in that way. They won't say if you bite me, if you pee on me, they don't cut it or something. But the other dharmas, they generally are so much staunch that if you are not following me, finished, gone. So just remember this. Tomorrow someone asked, oh, you're doing Bhagavad Gita classes. Tell me what is this Hinduism? Hinduism is a term given, but Sanatana Dharma, ever fresh. It won't change. The values will not change. Okay? Going to 25th verse.
So ayam chintyoyam.
Avyakto ayam chintyoyam avikaryo muchyate Tasmadevam viditvainam anushochitumarhasi.
This atma is imperceptible, that is inconceivable. This is unchangeable. It is said, therefore, having known this atma in this manner, you should not grieve. Again, just to reinforce, this atma is imperceptible, this is inconceivable, unchangeable. And because we are knowing all these things, grief, which is the most human form, which is the most anatma form, if I can say that, sir.
Yes.
So that should not come to Arjuna. Because anyway, you know all these things, it need not be. Anyway, the Paba Punya that you have told in the first chapter, it will not affect your Atma. So you do not grieve this, and it does not change what your Atma is. Because it's inconceivable and unchangeable. In this verse, he is giving it as inconceivable and unchangeable. So do not grieve, Arjuna. That is what Krishna is trying to say in this verse.
Yes. You can read your
He is the nature of physical, emotional, and intellectual personality. None of them are real for the Atma. Atma is eternal and consciousness is independent and does not depend on the matter of existence. Consciousness pervades everywhere and not restricted like our body. Atma apramaya cannot be experienced as an object. The Atma cannot be experienced. Consciousness is akarta and abhokta. It cannot perform any action and hence does not have any punya or papa. Atma nirvikara consciousness is not subject to any change.
Good. So we are now completed the 13 verses where, which was talking about adhyatmic angle, adhyatmic drushtikon, adhyatmic way of teaching to Arjuna. So he has come back. What he's saying is, O Arjuna, do not grieve. Anu sochitam. Because we started with the 12th verse. Gatasun agatasun acha. Anu sochanti panditaha. You are grieving for something which is neither born and will not die. And you're talking like a pandita, because the first whole chapter he was explaining so many things. He was first very confident that I will fight with this. Then he became confused. Then he gave all the reasons to get out from this war. Even he told, if you fight, we will go to papam, we will go to hell. I will go to sannyasa. So many big things he talked as a pandita. That is where he is bringing back. Anu sochitum, do not grieve, O Arjuna, because Atma is this. Now I think if you sit and write, you might write 5 pages at least about Atma and Atma. Just you have to find that 5 minutes per day to write. But I hope if this is made an experience, you will see that how much you will know, what examples, you can make the same examples and write. The sun and the moon, the electricity and the bulb, the iceberg and the waters, you just make it so that tomorrow, if someone now the next angle will come, worldly angle. So I am here trying to tell you, if not for the philosophical angle, adhyatmic angle, for worldly angle, if tomorrow I have to talk in front of someone, because people will question you. Oh, you are going for Bhagavad Gita classes. Shubha, you are so young. Why are you going to the class? Then you have to confidently say. And if they want to ask, you should be prepared. Okay, I am Anatma. How do I tell you? Start making some notes. Okay. Verse number 26. Who is that? Hemlata ji. Hemlata is also not there. Ma'am. Atha Chainam. Chainam Nitya Jatam. Nityam va manyase mrutam. Tatapi tvam mahabhaho. Naivam shoti chumarhasi. Sochitum arhasi. Arhasi is again Arjuna. Grief. Sochitum. Naivam means no. So this, at least few words we are now repeatedly hammered. That arhasi or the O Arjuna is none other than me or you all. Do not grieve for anything what will happen to you in your life, what has happened in the past, and what might happen in the future. That is what is the message from all these verses. Why? Because everything what is happening is between the interaction of body, mind, world. BMW. Keep your BMW parked. Do not get too much attached to it, right? The real owner is Atma. Always be anchored to it. It will never perish. It will never become old, evergreen, sanatanaha. The BMW which is parked, even if you park and clean every day, one day it will be old. So the body, mind, world and their interaction between each other is going to go. Do not grieve for that. This is again told here. How, in what words, you will see what happened. Not moving. However, you consider this Atma to be constantly born and constantly dying, even then you should not grieve like this, O Arjuna. Now he is coming from the Adhyatmic angle to the worldly angle, right? That if in the world you are thinking, okay, he is telling the other way. Okay. Next is dharmic angle. Dharmic angle. Dharmic angle. Last will be worldly angle. So even if someone says, like a student which doesn't, he will just argue. For that sake also, you consider, okay, Atma is going to die. But if someone has a death, then it has a birth also. God himself is saying, okay, I consider that you are born and you are going to die. He is telling in a worldly angle now, which people will understand. The worldly people will understand. So he's coming from one step higher understanding to the lower understanding. So this 26 to the next few verses, it will be the lower understanding. But I again tell you, we have to only understand the highest way of understanding, philosophical, adhyatmic angle or sankhya philosophy. Okay, I don't want to go to sankhya philosophy again, but the philosophy which we learned in the 12th to 25th verse is the basis for everything in Bhagavad Gita. Divya. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityu dhruvam janma mrutasya cha yaste tasmada aparariharyate natvam sochitum arhasi. You have given that. Okay.
For death is certain for one who is born, and birth is certain for one who is dead. Therefore, you should not grieve over this inevitable fact. Jatasya, for one who is born, whoever has a birth, mrityu dhruvaha, death is certain. Whoever is born will always die. Similarly, mrityasya, for one who is dead, janma dhruvam, birth is certain. If you die, you will be born again. So, therefore, tasmat, you should not grieve. Arhasina sochitam. You should not grieve. Apariharyate, for this inevitable fact.
Fantastic. So, any examples you have? Okay, I will try because I'm not prepared. What I want you is to give examples because we all understand, like us children understand with stories. Here I will give example. We are in cancer center. Every day in and out, we have to deal with patients who are fearful of death, isn't it? The best way to practice this philosophy is on the patient and in turn on us. So my patient recently, I don't want to name her, but she was very much now, because radiation is over, tumor has shrunk, then we offered surgery, tumor is removed. Then pathologist says that T3, 4, little bit here, there, then chemotherapy offered. So she says, now I think definitely I'm going to die. See, because she thought after radiation, I will have no tumor. After that surgery, at least now I will not have tumor. Again, on the rounds, we are telling chemotherapy. Now, how to explain to such a patient? So try to be in their shoes and then worldly angle, this angle. This is the philosophy which fits everywhere. It is one key which can fit to any locks. And if you see any place where there is psychiatric treatment, psychological treatment, this is the philosophy. Let me explain. I told her how many years you want to live, because her worries were, the bottom line was, how many more years I am going to live. So to explain her, I said, if God has given you 80 years to live, you are definitely going to live. Even these surgeons, chemotherapists, whatever, they cannot stop it. But otherwise, we should also see, if it is given 10 more years, then we have to prepare ourselves. The problem is we are not prepared. The problem in Corona was we were not prepared. And that's why so much of chaos. Same way, the attachment which our lives gives us every day, if we are prepared to detach from it, I'll tell you, we are Jivan Muktas. So the question was here, death and birth. He's trying to explain again in the same worldly angle. So if we can practice this, the death is inevitable for a person who was born. Whenever we have a manufacturing date, there is an expiry date. That we know, we accept it for the medicine, we accept it for eatables. Why don't we accept for our body also, which is perishing inch by inch, millimeter by millimeter per day, as soon as it was born, not now. So if we are knowing this fact, then we as a human being or as a person, intellectual person, what we would be doing, will prepare for death or be prepared for the life which is ahead of us. So same way I told her, now you decide whether you want to take the next treatment, that is chemotherapy. But if you decide so, because if you get chemotherapy, you will be weak. Obviously, that is again a fear. And again, you will be, every day when you take a tablet, it reminds you, I'm taking it because I might die. So you should make yourself so strong. The tablet can come and go, but you yourself every day are living. So she decided, she decided not to take chemotherapy. Not to take chemotherapy. Because she has to be strong, because she was feeling weak. See, at end, they have to leave, no? Madam, protocol was that the amount of chances, there are no cells in the body. So, palliative, no palliative, sir. They're telling if 100 people take this in worldwide, they have found 10 people will not have recurrence. So she asked 90 people, what happens? No answer. So she doesn't want to leave again that whatever remaining, I am telling 10 years. I could not say openly, but 10 months also can be there. That she is prepared now to live happily. She's looking forward to live every day happy. So this is how we should try in ourselves also, that every day am I living happily. My atma, anatma might get little low. My anatma might get angry. My anatma might get unhappy, dull. But atma is ever fresh. And where is that atma? It is just like the coin's two sides, head and tail. It is so near to each other. Okay. With that, I think today's class we will end. It's 8 o'clock. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.